I still hear his screams in my sleep. The forest took him that night, swallowed him whole. And the worst part? He was warned. In my village, deep in the heart of Nigeria, there's a story told to every child. A story about the goddess of the deep woods, a spirit who protects the forest. It is said that those who hunt beyond the sacred river never return. Odogwu, the best hunter in our village, never believed in such tales. They are just stories to scare weak men. He always said. One evening, he came to my hut, his eyes gleaming with excitement. I have seen the biggest antelope of my life, he told me, but it ran past the sacred river. I will hunt it tonight. I shivered. You know the rule, Odogwu. No one crosses that river. He laughed. Rules are for cowards, my friend. Come with me and we shall feast like kings. I wanted to refuse, but curiosity and hunger won. So, under the silver moon, we stepped into the forbidden woods. At first, everything seemed normal. The trees stretched high, their leaves whispering in the wind. But as we moved deeper, the air changed. The insects stopped buzzing, the wind stopped blowing. The silence was thick, unnatural. Odogwu raised his bow. The antelope is close, he whispered. That was when we heard it, a soft humming. A woman's voice, sweet and sorrowful, floating through the trees. Goosebumps covered my skin. Odogwu, let's go back. He ignored me and stepped forward. That was his mistake. A figure emerged from the darkness, a woman, taller than any human, her dark skin glowing under the moonlight. Her eyes were pure white, and her long, braided hair seemed to move like it had a life of its own. You should not be here, she said, her voice echoing. I dropped my bow and fell to my knees. Forgive us, Great One, I pleaded. But Odogwu? He laughed. You are nothing but a forest witch. He raised his arrow and shot. The arrow never reached her. It stopped in midair, then turned. Before Odogwu could react, the arrow shot back, straight into his chest. He gasped, stumbling, blood staining his tunic. What are you? He choked. The goddess stepped closer, sadness in her eyes. I am the guardian of this land, and you have broken the law. The ground beneath him cracked open. Dark roots shot out, wrapping around his legs. He screamed as they dragged him down into the earth. I shut my eyes, praying, and then silence. When I opened my eyes, the goddess was gone. Odogwu was gone. Only his bow remained, half buried in the dirt. I ran. I ran until I reached the village, breathless and shaking. When I told the elders what had happened, they only nodded. He was warned, they said. Since that night, no hunter has ever crossed the sacred river. And I never set foot in the forest again. The goddess still watches, and she does not forgive. Moral of the story: respect nature and the laws of the land. Arrogance leads to destruction,